everybody, this is Zoe from No Safer Place, and today I'm going to be doing my normal monthly book hauls which you guys seem to love. Now this month I really didn't think I had that many books. It got to mid-December and I was like, I only have about 5 books this month, and then all of a sudden an influx of books came in and now I've ended up with 23, 2 huge piles either side of me. Let's get on with the video. The first 5, I'm just going to tell you the titles because I did a whole video on my charity bookshop haul, and they were Dead Until Dark, Charlene Harris, Jurassic Park, Michael Crichton, The Caller, Chris Carter, Love, Lies and Lemon Pies, Katie Cannon, and Kill the Father by Sandrone Desieri. And if you're interested in the video, these were all less than £5. Now, a book that I have been absolutely dying for is Dan Brown's Origin, and this month my husband bought me it. I finished it in a day. I adored this book. This is a Robert Langdon book, and if you're not familiar with him, he is a professor and he is very good with symbols. All of his books are him travelling around with usually a woman and uncovering a secret of some kind. For example, one of the earlier ones was uncovering the Holy Grail. This one is about a man that dies just as he's about to reveal this massive secret of how humans originated. Where are we going and where do we come from are the 2 questions that are answered in this book. I thought it was so interesting, and Dan Brown is yet to write something which I don't like. I am so excited for the next one. I really hope there's another Robert Langdon book because he is possibly one of my favourite characters. So the next 2 I got from the lovely Usborne. They sent me a little package for Christmas. It came with chocolates and sweets as well. But the 2 books that I got, yes, I'm still reluctant to untie it from its bundle. But the Extinction Trials by S.M. Wilson, but the finished copy because it just came out yesterday, which is the 28th of December. As you know, I absolutely adore this book. I don't need to talk about it anymore. But the bottom book is 100 Pterosaurs to Fold and Fly, which I cannot wait to do, being the child that I am. The next one I also spoke about in my Christmas video, and it was from Live at That Fiction Life. It is the mini Magnus Bane story, The Midnight Air by Cassandra Clare. I am so excited for this. I have already read this because it's in the Bane Chronicles, but how gorgeous is this mini edition? For those of you who don't know, there is a collection of stories about Magnus Bane from the Shadowhunter series. I think there are 10 stories in there, and this one is one of them, and I cannot wait to read it again. The next one is from the lovely people at Scholastic. I adored this book and reviewed it a few months ago, but it comes out next month, so they sent me the finished copy. It is Shell by Paula Rawsthorne. It is a YA adaptation of Frankenstein. It is the 200th anniversary next year, so this is a celebration of it. Again, I've spoke about this book a lot on my channel and I highly recommend it. And this I'm looking into my camera and it's creeping me out just a tiny bit. The next one I got sent by HarperCollins. It is Carve the Mark by Veronica Roth. Now this finally comes out in paperback this month, and I actually hadn't read it. I do have the hardback, but I just haven't got round to reading it yet. It is very futuristic. It is set on different planets. I'm only that far in and I am very, very confused. I am really enjoying it though. I can't wait to see where the story goes. I can't really tell you that much about it because I'm not really sure what's going on myself. The next one I got sent by Harper 360, and it is Even the Darkest Stars by Heather Fawcett. Let me just talk about this cover and this font. It is just stunning. I don't really know too much about this book apart from the cover is flipping gorgeous. And I'm a sucker for a good cover. I will attempt to read a book alone on a good cover. The next one is one that I have been talking about for the past few years because I picked it up at Yauk 2016 and loved it. It is Contagion by Terry Terry. Look at these red sprayed pages. How beautiful. Now I believe Team BKMRK sent me this because Deception, which is the sequel to Contagion, is just coming out in a few months, so I'm definitely going to give this a reread so I'm all up to date to when Deception comes out. It's a book about a virus spreading through the country at an alarming rate and killing people. Now I know it's a very cliched thing, but this book is definitely original and I loved it. Also, for anyone that wants a free digital copy, it is a surprise for you. I think this is only for one person, possibly more, but make sure you give it a try. Now, there is an author on Twitter called RJ Furness who has been on my radar for a while, and he approached me about a week or two ago and asked me if I'd be interested in reviewing his books. He has been really supportive and lovely, so I really wanted to show the same back. So he sent me Descent Renegades and Morrigan, A Descent Story. Now, I'm only about 50-60 pages into this and I am absolutely loving it. From what I've read so far, there is a great freeze that has taken place and it has changed the world as we know it. There are these creatures, I'm assuming they're very much like dinosaurs, or maybe they are dinosaurs, it hasn't really said yet, but they're called Orgos, and that is what this little guy is here. I love them. They are so cute. Sage is probably my favourite character in this. Obviously, I haven't read very much of it yet, so I can't give you too much information, but I'm really enjoying it so far. The next one I got sent by Penguin, and it is Batman Nightwalker by Marie Lu. Now, I don't feel like I need to talk about this book. I did a whole review of it over on my channel literally a few days ago. So if you want to know more about this book, go and check that video out. The next book is again a book that I've talked about so much on my channel and did a whole video of, so if you want to know more about this one, go and check out the video. It is All That She Can See by Carrie Hope Fletcher, but the paperback edition. I actually won this and it is signed. I do love a good signed book, and I do love getting paperback versions if I only have hardback, so I'm so happy I won this. Now, for those of you who don't know, I won a 12-month membership at Goldsboro Books for their first edition book club, which is just incredible. Now, I received November's book slightly late, so I have November's and December's to show you. November's was Tom Hanks' Uncommon Type in this gorgeous sleeve. And guys, it's flipping signed and limited edition. I am so happy with this. This is one of the best things I could have ever received in the mail. I don't actually know too much about this book, apart from the fact that Tom Hanks wrote it, so it must be magnificent. December's book was The House by Simon Lelick. From what I've read, it's about a couple that find something grisly in their attic, and things really escalate from there. I'm really excited to read this one. And can we appreciate the black sprayed edges? It makes this book look very dark. The next book is another one that I won in a competition. It is Raise Your Vibration by Kyle Gray. Now, I think this book is about raising your spiritual connection, which is something that I'll definitely give a go. I think there are over 100 practices in here to help you find your spiritual connection, so I'll give it a try. The next one is The Intruder by P.S. Hogan, which has this beautiful little key on the front of it. I do love a good crime and thriller book every now and then, so I cannot wait to check this one out. The next one is from Simon & Schuster, and I have been meaning to read a Philippa Gregory book for years. And it is Philippa Gregory, Order of Darkness. This is the fourth one, Dark Tracks. I think I will give it a read, and if I get into it, I will buy the first three and read those before I finish this one. I just want to know if I like the series before I buy them all. But it's a hardback, it's very pretty, and I believe this comes out next month. The last one is again from Simon & Schuster. It is I Stop Somewhere by T.E. Carter. Now, I'll be doing a full review of this book because this hit me in places I didn't know I could feel things. It's told from the story of a ghost, and this ghost has been raped and murdered by a teenage boy. And her story is being told from the place where she died. She is watching the people that murdered her do the same thing to other women. They're not going as far as killing them, but she is watching them be raped and taken advantage of, and it is just absolutely heartbreaking. And it's kind of her journey into people discovering what really happened to her, and her trying to make people take notice of the things that happen to girls on a daily basis. It is a really hard-hitting book, I will not deny that. I would not advise you to read this book if you have any triggers of rape or abuse or anything like that, because it really does hit you hard. But I think that's one of the best things about this book, how hard it does hit you. And all your emotions just feel so raw, and I can just feel myself welling up now talking about it, because there were so many times that I had to put this book down and take a step back and just think, wow, this stuff actually happens. Now, I think this book doesn't come out until April, but I would highly recommend it. I can guarantee that this time next year I will be talking about this book in my top 10 of 2018. That is it. That is all my books for December. I really hope you've enjoyed this haul. Let me know which books you've received this month and what books you've been enjoying. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Let me know what you would like to see more of on my channel, and I hope to see you all again soon. Thank you. Bye.